What's up, fellas? Long time no see. I'm good. I just woke up. No, it's okay. I wouldn't have done this if it weren't for you guys.
You're listening to Sappenin Podcast.
Sappenin!
You are listening to episode 352 of Sappenin Podcast, brought to you by Emo's Not Dead, featuring myself, Sean Smith, and my good friend Morgan Richards.
Yes, it's me, Morgan Richards, and no shoes in this coffee shop makes it smell like fudge axe in here. But after a Monster Burger and a $5 beer, I'll be ready for Cock Party 2, which we all know is way better than the first.
No, Morgan hasn't had a stroke and just said random sentences like that. Those were song titles by the fantastic band Hot Mulligan, who this week we speak to the beautiful Chris Freeman of Hot Mulligan.
I thought you would have had the retaliation to Cock Party 2, because the first one was a bit of a sausage fest, but number 2 is really when they found their balls.
Just carry on.
Yeah, it's that kind of episode, everyone. Forever the number one hot new band, inventors of post-emo, if you don't ask historians, and the winners of the most unhinged song titles, Hot Mulligan, today released their 4th studio album, The Sound Our Body Makes When It's Still, and we are celebrating by literally giving guitarist and co-vocalist Chris Freeman an early morning wake-up call to mark the occasion. And if you think you're joking, just wait. Everything about this band, from the song titles to their marketing, attitudes, and living their day-to-day life, is the most carefree, at times dumb, and just ridiculous way to approach a successful band. But the music they make, to me, is the most relatable in this post-pop punk scene since the Wonder Years and Neck Deep found their groove. It's my opinion, but it's a mood. The combination is so refreshing, and anything like that can take us for a laugh along with guests is a perfect excuse for Sean to just get silly as well.
Yes, we had a great time with Chris. As Morgan said, we literally spoke to him seconds after he woke up. Literally seconds, due to the time difference between the UK and America. Literally opened his eyes and was like, "Morning, boys, all right?" And yes, we had a great chat. The ups, the downs, the awkwardness, the comedy. This is a very, very fun one that I enjoyed very, very much. It gets a bit silly, gets a bit out there at some points. Almost even a little bit cringe from myself at some points as well. Ooh. So yeah, look out for that. But yeah, thanks to Chris for giving us the time. It's always great to see him. Even when we just see him about the festivals and we don't sit down for a chat for the podcast, it's good to see him out and about doing stuff, and he always seems happy, so I like that.
Yes, it's just a laugh. They generate smiles and we support that. And throughout it, we're going to touch on their new album, the fact that they're touring Europe and the UK with Pierce the Veil in some massive arenas throughout September and October. We touch on jokes that went too far, skateboarding, concussions, staying in the Smosh house accidentally, and even writing a wrestling theme for AEW star Kyle Fletcher before Forbidden Door hits the O2 in London this Sunday. And of course, we might have found his evil trigger because, let's just say we tell him that there's go-karts when they will play the E&D Cruise in 2026, and that's changed his life, I think.
Yeah, he wasn't expecting that, was he? But if you enjoy this or any of the back catalogue of episodes we've done, please think about considering joining our Patreon at patreon.com/sappenin. We have created a brilliant community who we saw a lot of last weekend at my band The Blackouts Chepstow Castle show, and it was an absolute love fest to look out and see everybody there together, having fun, hanging out, not lonely, grouped up, loved up. It was amazing, and I loved it very much. So thank you very much to everybody who came to that gig, especially the patrons. You guys are the best.
Yeah, it was absolutely love fest, and it's just the fact that these people are meeting up and making their own plans and traveling from other sides of the country, sometimes the world, together to meet up, go to gigs, go to festivals, is absolutely the most bonkers thing we could ever imagine coming out of this podcast. So if you'd like to get involved with the family and know everything about what's going on behind the scenes, please check out patreon.com/Sappenin and makes this podcast run each and every week. A shout out to the team at Emo's Not Dead. You can get 20% off any of their merch by using the code Sappenin20 and their website. And hey, you want to check out that cruise, Emo's Not Dead Cruise 2026, Miami, January 22nd, 2026. Lineup includes everyone from Hot Mulligan to Under Oath, The U, Story of the Year, and a whole lot more. But let's shut up about everything else going on right now. This is Chris waking up and seeing us to start his day.
So sorry, fella. So sorry. Sappenin!
Sappenin!
Ideally, it would have been good if we'd shouted Sappenin as he was awake. If he could hear us in his ears before he woke up, that would have been fucking brilliant. And ultimately a nightmare for him.
Sappenin!
Sappenin!
Hey!
Joining us right now, just out of slumber, literally minutes away from being completely unconscious, is the beautiful Chris of Hot Mulligan. How are you, Chris, apart from tired?
I'm great, guys. How are you doing?
Good. I can tell you've probably have you had some nice dreams lately? They've been nightmares. What's been going on?
Nightmares. Actually, I just started smoking before bed again, so I don't have dreams anymore.
Oh, yeah, I know that feeling. Yeah, I don't know. I genuinely don't remember the last time I had a dream, which is probably worrying, to be honest. But yeah.
I've never smoked anything, so that's brand new information to me. As probably is to a lot of people listening to this as well. I imagine. I have no idea.
It's just you. You boring fucking straight edge knob. It's just because you were no fun, that's why. But yes, Chris, what were you up to last night?
Last night I was playing Resistance 3 with my girlfriend, the PS3 game.
Oh, nice. On a PS3?
No, I was playing it on the PS5 through the whatever PlayStation thing they got going on. The Plus. I don't know. I don't play games that often.
Just working the system. Well, before we start, I think we should say congratulations, because I've just checked the internet, and as you know, that would never lie. But everyone's just agreed that you are still the #1 hot new band for the 11th year running. How does it feel?
That's sick. Everyone voted on that again this year?
Everyone, again, 11 years in a row, obviously.
Full world census.
That's sick. I was nervous. I won't lie, I was nervous a little bit, but it seems like it wasn't even close.
No.
It was like because it was the whole world. I think it was like 8.9 billion voted for you, and then it was like 0.100 million that voted for Think We're Banned, Taylor Swift.
No, I think that's just other bands voting for themselves. I'm pretty sure is how it's gone before.
Yeah, that does make sense.
Which we wouldn't do that.
Yeah, no. God, no. How will you be celebrating now you found that out?
Ooh, now that I found that out, I'm going to have myself a Coca-Cola today.
Fucking yes!
Probably Mexican Coke in the glass bottle, if I must confess.
Woohoo! He's going fucking hard! It's a wild night.
It must be good news to hear, though. I'm sure you and the rest of the band are glad that you still have that title and no one can ever take it away from you.
Yeah, it's nice. It kind of defines my whole personality.
I didn't want to say anything, but yeah, I've noticed from the way I've seen you walking around backstage at, was it Slam Dunk earlier this year? Mm-hmm. Yeah, I saw you walking backstage and you had a 10th year in a row Best New Band t-shirt on. And a crown. Yeah. Where'd you get that crown from? It looked real.
Oh, dude, I don't know. Someone just gave it to me. They knocked on my door. They were wearing a suit, just pulled up and presented it to me, kind of like an award.
Oh, nice. Nice.
Did you have to give a speech or anything like that?
Yeah, they asked me to, but I just didn't do it.
Oh, you saving it for this, right? You're going to do it now?
I saved it for this. Yeah, I said I don't talk unless it's required of me, unless I'm saying Sappenin.
That's literally my contract with this, actually.
Pretty much. No, but man, like obviously, there's so much going on with the band, and that's why I feel like you, a group, put out such deep songs, but everything else is such a joke, right? It's getting out of hand now because you're doing these massive arena support tours with like Pierce the Veil. You've got billboards going out for the new album. There's magazine covers. Is there ever a point now where you think this shit's getting way out of hand, or is it just how much more can we push things?
Yeah, sometimes it feels like it's getting out of hand when our manager's texting the group chat every day and I'm busy trying to like live my life that isn't this. and then like I just had a band in over here last week and we were working on their album and I was getting texts every day. It's like, can you do this podcast? Can you do this? What do you think of these merch designs? I'm like, holy fucking shit. I'm just trying to put out my record and then play some songs. This is too much stuff.
Yeah. Have you ever had a text from your manager saying, boys, you can't call it that?
Well, I mean, so we were going to name our first single from the record and we were going to title it "And Takes a Big Fat Shit." And, and the label said, we shouldn't do that. If you want people to like look at it, like the important people at Spotify or whatever. So we changed it to "And a Big Load," but I think that's really the only time we've been told you shouldn't do that.
Yeah. Yeah. How do they not pick up as much on load? Is it just because shit is a renowned swear word?
But that's about a load. It's like about a load of laundry.
Oh.
Or like a dump truck.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Oh, all right. I thought you were talking about ejaculate. So, yeah, there's all right. Yeah,
I don't even know what that is.
Yeah. But later, you got to be like 15 or something before. Anyway.
Oh, okay.
What?
But I don't know, boys. It's a wild one. We've started wild. He's come straight from sleep. Here he is.
That's sick.
Yeah. I can't believe we're talking about cum so quickly. But anyway, yes. Yes, no, quick.
I don't know. It's things like, it's the funny things like that to see it hit like the publications, right? And to be like, hot Mulligan release a new single and a big load. It just must make all of you giggle a little bit to see that on like major publications and shit online.
That's my favorite thing.
It's mine too now. It's mine too. Since I've seen it and a big, unbelievable, fantastic. No, yeah, that's what. So my band, we used to do a similar thing where we just come up with silly song titles or whatever. So I absolutely love that somebody else is doing it and carrying on because everyone's gone too serious. Way too fucking serious, even though the songs can be serious, but obviously having a light-hearted title is funny and fun, and I don't see why more bands don't do it, because we've called, surely every song by now has been named after a lyric in the song. Do we need another fucking Let It Go? Do we need another fucking, whatever the chorus is? Just come up with something funny. But yeah, I really appreciate that you guys are doing that, and I love that.
Well, hell yeah. I won't ever change.
Please don't.
Has the process for that just changed, or is it just running jokes with whatever's going between the rest of you and the guys at that moment in time?
It's just running jokes, except for like and a big load. It took a while because we wanted to do something special, so we deliberated that one debated it probably for like like a month and a half. I think it actually put like a little bit of a delay on us, like getting all of the assets together for the record. Just our manager was like, we need the track list. And we're like, dude, we're just not ready yet. We gotta think of the best one for this.
That is fucking literal music to my ears. I love that. I love the fact that the record is on hold because we're trying to have a laugh.
You got to do a good one. And then, a couple of the guys were like, hey, are we sure we want to be doing cum joke song titles? And a couple of guys were like, we really have to do the cum joke song title.
You double down on it, if anything. You should just do a whole record on those jokes.
Yeah.
Dude, true.
Oh, there's got it. Yeah. Oh, I'm off now.
Hot Mulligan comes again, and then we shouldn't go down all this.
Yeah. It's rude, isn't it?
It's
rude.
awful. We've just alienated a few listeners, I'm sure. But while we're talking about some of the song titles, I mean, obviously, I think people just look forward to seeing the track listing come out and then trying to pick part of these jokes. But the one that stood out for me was my dad told me to write a nice one for Nana, so this is it. My question is, whose Nana was it? And do they approve of the song?
It's Tade's Nana. She is not alive anymore. So I don't know. And I don't know if his dad approves of the song either.
All right. Do you think she would approve of it?
I would bet. Yeah, it's a pretty sweet song. It's nice.
Was she a big fan of the rest of the Hot Mulligan back catalogue? I'm just trying to work out.
I don't know
if she
about
liked
that.
Oh,
I don't. I've never met her personally, and based on how much Tade's writes about her, she had her last few years were with dementia, not really remembering him. So I don't know if she would remember the music and stuff.
Fair enough. Yeah, I've just been through that with my dad as well. So that's yeah, I get it. It's dementia's fucking crazy, absolutely crazy.
Yeah, crazy stuff.
This has gone from all sides of emotions. I
still just woke up like 20 minutes ago.
Again, we apologize for that. We know that's
sorry.
No one wants to talk to us first thing in the morning.
I don't.
But like the rest of this album process and just like, when you're actually focusing on the songs away from everything, how different has it been over the years, kind of figuring out the sound of what you want Hot Mulligan to be, and then realizing that like, there's a kind of an expectation for us now, and we kind of know what we're doing. Like, has much of that changed in terms of just like the formula or just like the day-to-day going on with songwriting and actually having that finished product?
Yeah, I don't know. I kind of feel like with the songwriting and making the art day to day, none of that has really changed at all. Like, we kind of just show up in the studio and jam as if we were in the basement. I mean, nowadays we don't write the songs before we go to the studio because we don't have the time anymore, and with all the touring and whatnot. But in theory, it's pretty much the same, just showing up in a room, jamming live on our instruments, and then being like, oh, that's cool, time to hit record. And then there's really no other thought beyond that. It's pretty much it. There's no like, oh, we gotta try to do this for this record, or we should try a new sound here. I mean, obviously the different influences and stuff make their way, but it's all very organic and not discussed at all. It just happens.
Yeah, that's crazy to hear that you go to the studio with nothing. That's, yeah. Is there ever any ideas prior to it, or does anybody...
I think from this record, one or two demos that I had before we went to the studio turned into songs, but other than that, yeah, nothing.
Well, it must be hard to find the time because you guys are literally either constantly on the road or you're in the studio with other artists. So like to actually to get together and write anywhere would be hard enough, and some bands don't really have that time on the road either, especially with how busy you guys tend to be.
Yeah, it's cool. It's kind of like the way you dream about making a record when you're younger. If you've never made one before, it's like, oh, they probably all just show up to the studio and like do it live. And of course we don't like do it live, but we do jam live and then record the instruments one by one afterwards.
Can you talk us through your own personal studio and working with other bands? Like, what is your process with that? Is it as a songwriter? Is it as a producer? Is it a bit of both? Like, how did it start? Just please tell us the story of that side of your day-to-day.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of bounce around between doing a few things. Sometimes I'll have an artist or a band in, and the only objective that day is write a song together and to get a demo track of it. And it doesn't have to sound that good as long as you know what the song is. This past week, I was just doing the final tracking for guitars and bass for this band called Wakely. So that was pretty much like wake up at 9:30 a.m., go until like 11 p.m., and just hit record and do edits all day. Not a lot of songwriting involved in that at this point, but we did write some songs earlier. Sometimes I'm working by myself and just doing mix work or producing an instrumental for someone remotely. And that'll be just like me jamming on several instruments and then sending someone a file when I'm done and hoping they like it and I could get paid. I guess that sums up most of what I do. Yeah.
Is there a kind of a producer direction note that you have either experienced being in the studio with producers over the years, or just have for other artists that seem to come back and seem to be like those words that like has really gone down well for advice?
Sometimes I think about how our producer Brett, like if I'm frustrated tracking in the studio, Brett never lets me feel frustrated. He just kind of smiles at me like a sick psychopath. And then I'm like, okay, I'm better. I'm good now. So, if someone's tracking with me and they get frustrated, I don't get frustrated. I just sit and smile and try to make them feel as good as possible.
I mean, that's a slippery slope, because a horror film could be happening in front of your eyes and you just think like, oh, they're just trying to make sure I'm calm.
Yeah.
Yeah. When you talk about going to the studio and not having anything, is there any days where nothing gets done just because? Do you guys ever have writer's block?
No.
Nice. You lucky bastard. I love
good.
that.
There's that good.
Well, 11th year in a row. What do you expect?
No, I mean, like I used to when, like probably like around the time of we were doing You'll Be Fine, come out of the first record, I was like, oh my God, I've already written 10 songs in my life. How could I ever write more songs than 10? That's so many songs.
Yeah.
But now we're on song, like I don't even know what number. And if I feel like I'm like, well, I don't feel blocked by anything anymore, but I think I just got over it one day through producing artists where it's like, oh, they're stuck on a part, and I'm like, well, fuck, what can I offer them to help them break through this? And it's like, I will throw this at the wall, and if that doesn't do it for them, then you got to throw another thing at the wall. And then through that, you realize that the answer to getting through block is just trying a bunch of different things you already know could work. So like try that and then move on from it, I guess.
How does a band be lucky enough to work with you? What's the process?
Just ask, or I ask them. In the case of this last band that I just did, I asked them, and I think the band before I asked them too. And then sometimes people come to me and they ask me to do some stuff. So whatever, I'm pretty easy to get a hold of. If you want to make music, just hit me up on Instagram or some shit.
Nice. That's what I wanted. That's what I wanted to hear.
Cool.
But it's nice that you've gone two other artists and said, like, I want to work with you? Was that just like seeing them about, or like noticing things and be like, oh, like I've got some ideas, or like I think I could get involved with this and add something to it?
I think it's just like seeing something I like, hearing something I like, and being hopeful that they might want to do something together. I mean, my favorite thing to do is to write songs. So if there's like a smaller band that's writing good songs but hasn't put out so much music yet, then I'm like, hey, do you guys want to hang out and just write songs and get to know each other? And, you know, like, nobody pays any money for that or anything. It's just pure artistic expression. And then if you want to record it later, we can talk about that. But otherwise, I'd kind of rather just hang out and make some art with you fellas.
Has anybody ever written a song with you and then gone to somebody else to record it?
Yeah, just happened to me.
Ooh.
Or I should say just happened to me. Like, I'm like, fuck.
These motherfuckers.
Yeah.
No, like that's totally fine. Go do that. That's cool.
Were you originally the drummer for Hot Mulligan in its very early existence? I'm sure that adds to different layers now as well, that, like, you know, you could appreciate different parts and different people's roles within the band itself, or working with other people. Like, you've got a kind of best of both worlds situation going on.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, drums are still one of my favorite parts about making music, drums and percussion. And I love getting in there and being hyper specific about that. There's always like one little kick drum hit, or this one like tiny detail in a groove that maybe the band you're working with hasn't considered, and you're like, dude, it is so important though, and I don't understand why you're not realizing it right now, but it changes everything.
What was that moment that where you changed from drums to being guitar and more kind of vocal with the band? Was there just the needs at the time, or was there anything in particular that kind of made you do that switch?
I had to go to college so I couldn't play the drums. I think if that never happened, I probably would have just kept playing the drums.
Are there ever any arguments in the studio with you and the drummer when they're playing and you're like, you're not playing what I wanted to do to play?
Dude, no, Brandon's like so much better than I ever was, and more creative, but it's nice to have that like layer of understanding.
Yeah.
Where if I do have an idea, I'll just beatbox it to him. I'm like, can you try this out? And most of the time he's like, no, fuck you. But you know, I think there's like one point on this record where I was having trouble kind of describing what I was hearing in a part, and he's like, dude, just sit down and show me. Just sit at the drums and play. I'm like, okay, cool. And that's about as much as I get to play the drums nowadays.
Okay. See, the drumming, you need so much stuff with you, like the pack away and things. Like, we joke all the time that, like, you know, vocalists, like setting things up or packing things down, don't have to do a whole lot. But drummers, like, they've put that on themselves. That's a lot of gear to like sort out and make sure you have and put in your car or put in the van. It's a whole thing.
Dude, it is. Yeah, and I think if I stayed playing the drums, I probably would have lost my job at some point on account of like being a lazy fuck.
It's a lot of commitment. There's a couple other songs in particular I wanted to dive into, but I think we should really be nerdy a second, because I had the shock of a lifetime watching All Elite Wrestling recently and finding out that Hot Mulligan have done the new theme song for one Kyle Fletcher.
Hell yeah.
Nice. How did that come about? Yeah.
And I think it happened mostly through Instagram with Brandon. Brandon, our drummer, he's the big wrestling guy in the band, and so he's been following wrestlers from the band account. Like,
smart.
And I do this with skateboarders too, so no shame, but just like, that's a guy I think is cool. I'm gonna follow him from the band account, and I hope they recognize me. But yeah, I guess Kyle Fletcher is a fan, so he was like, yo, we got this big event coming up, is the All In Texas, which I guess is kind of like the AEW's WrestleMania or equivalent. would you guys make my new song? So we did that. We just wrote it from scratch for that, and it was cool.
Wow. Did he give you any notes? Did he say, I need you to get the word suplex in somewhere?
No notes on lyrics or whatever. We actually gave him like 3 little demos to pick from, and the song we gave him is not the demo that he picked, but we changed the demo that we picked a little bit because we felt like it was like the best song. We were like, and he asked like, is there any way you can like take this part from this song and like maybe this from the other song? And we're just like, I don't know what Brandon said to him, but basically I was like, hey man, I'm not doing that, but I think I know what he means by this. So we did something else. And then they did ask me to scream Proto Star in the beginning for like the entrance.
Nice.
That's cool as fuck. But you got to think, right? Every time he interrupts another wrestler or anything like that, it's your voice that comes out first. That's pretty cool.
That's pretty cool. I didn't ever think my voice would be blaring through the speakers at an arena for some wrestling.
Well, yeah, at some point you're going to end up playing him out, surely. Like, you've got
That's the thing.
Oh, dude, yeah, I would love that. That'd be so sick. We've talked about it a little bit already, so I think it'll happen at some point in the future.
Ooh.
Yes!
Fucking hell yes. I love the fact that Brendan's just like such a wrestling fan though, that he's put it on the rest of you, where like now you're associated with it, right? Like you've had the Hot Mulligan Championship in like other music videos, and now you've got this. It's like it's found its way into the Hot Mulligan lore, really.
Oh, dude, it really has.
Yeah.
Really, we've had like several wrestling rip-off T-shirts for a while. It was inescapable.
I like the idea that you have a giant Royal Rumble between all the skaters you followed and all the wrestlers Brandon's followed.
Dude, we should put on our own like Warp Tour type event where it's just skateboarders and wrestlers.
Yes.
I'm
trying to work out what the event's called. Yeah, go on, keep going.
Well, yeah, but emo music. Well, if it's emo music, wrestlers, and skateboarding, that is gonna generate cash.
Yeah.
Somehow, I feel like those 3 things, even though I like all of them, they don't really go together. I feel like skateboarders don't really want to hear whiny emo music.
You say that,
dude. I don't know, man.
This is surprisingly now in wrestling, WWE and AEW, there's loads of wrestlers who grew up like listening to whiny emo music.
That's true. I feel like more so for wrestlers probably than skateboarders. But I think you'd be hard pressed to find like a Hot Mulligan song as like the background to some skater's part. They just want like hair metal or some shit like that.
Yeah. Well, maybe you just play Hot Mulligan to them in the dressing room before the Royal Rumble to get them amped up, because they'd be like, "Turn this shit off! I'm gonna go fight the man." And then it's just gonna make the event even better. So. Yeah, I'd be all right, I reckon. We'll work something out. Yeah, we'll work something out on the night.
If you had many messages back from some of these skateboarders you've reached out to or tried being close to doing it, no skateboarders are giving me any love except for Paul Rodriguez's filmer, Spanish Mike. He invited me over to the park one day, but I just haven't been there yet.
Oh, nice.
But I'd really love to. P-Rod's the Switch God. Would be sick. Oh, here's my cat.
Yes. Oh, look how close. Yes.
That's technically a headbutt to us, really, wasn't it? I think the cat was telling us to shut up there. I don't know what was going on.
I don't blame it.
Oh, goodbye, baby girl. She's gone.
What's your what is your background with skateboarding? Is it something you just did from a young age?
Yeah, when I was growing up, my dad and his friends were skateboarding, and I know that sounds crazy. My parents had me really young, so like, I guess when I was like 7, my dad was like the same age I am right now. So I guess if I would be skateboarding right now, then so would my dad. Yeah. So, I was like going to his band practices, and then him and his friends would like skate afterwards, and we'd play the Tony Hawk games after school and stuff. And he kicked my ass up until about I think, until Underground came out, and then I was conscious in my brain. Finally, I think for the first time, and then I started like kicking his ass, and he didn't want to play Tony Hawk with me anymore. And then, a lot of the music I like is from like skate videos and stuff that I saw. Same with like the clothing, kind of inspired by skaters and what they would wear and shit. And then I stopped for a little bit once the touring picked up, because I was like, I got responsibilities now. I can't really be breaking my hands. And then I moved to California, and I was like, oh, fuck, here I am. This is everything I ever dreamed of. So I got to start skateboarding again. And then I got a concussion a couple years ago, so I haven't really been on the board much since.
Yeah. Probably best, yeah. Probably, yeah. Like you said,
I don't know, though. Is it best? I think I'm kind of out of shape again. I have less pain, but like I could breathe pretty damn good after all that skateboarding. I was just out like almost all day, every day. It was so good.
Yeah, especially being in California, which is like the mecca for all of that. Do you know what I mean? Like you're on the doorstep of everything you could possibly want. So it's just teasing you every single day.
Dude, it is. And I think if I didn't move to California, I probably wouldn't have gotten back into it the same way. And I held off for a while. I think I lived out here for a year before I was like, hey, man, what are you doing? Like, it's all at your fingertips. All I did in Michigan when I was skateboarding was bitch about how I can't do it most of the year because of the winter anyways. I'm like, oh, I'd be so good if it weren't for the winters. It turns out I wasn't ever going to be that good, but still.
Still, you can still say it, though. We believe you.
Dude, yeah, it would have been so good if it weren't for that gnarly concussion I got when I switched Tray Flip Del Toro.
Yeah. 720. Yeah. What, can you tell us, like, I don't want to bring bad memories up, but yeah, how did the concussion come about?
Dude, it's honestly like the lamest story. Are you guys into skateboarding at all?
Yeah, dabble.
A little bit, yeah.
There's this famous spot. It's called the LA Courthouse Ledges, or the Santa Monica Courthouse, and they're just like these planter ledges. A bunch of skaters have done lines on. If you ever watched the 9 Club, have you seen that podcast? The iPad in the background where Chris Roberts is, I think he switch flip nose manuals this big stage that's a stage that's like so high it's like up to your waist or whatever. I was at that spot and I went to go do a 50-50 on a ledge, and I didn't realize it had rained the night before because it like wasn't wet anywhere, but the ledge is painted, so it's kind of like when the paint is wet, it's kind of like ice. And as soon as my trucks hit the ledge, I just shot out and I fell straight to my head. And I was only skating that day to like film a skit for a friend. So like the 50-50 was like, I did a couple flat ground ollies, went to get warmed up with the 50-50. It wasn't even going to be any of my cool shit. And just straight to the head, started bleeding. Sounded like a car crash in a movie. And my boy was like, hey man, do you need to go to the hospital? I'm like, dude, I don't know yet. And then I lifted my hands from my head and there was a lot of blood. So we went to the hospital.
Oh, I'm sorry about that. Sorry. Yeah.
Dude, and then we had like just gotten health insurance at the time too, but it wasn't going to kick in for me until January 1st. And I went into the hospital on like December 30th and they kept me overnight for like 4 nights. So I got charged for like those first 2 days and like, holy fuck, is it expensive?
Oh, that's crazy.
Oh,
yeah. I thought you were going to say because they kept you in for so long, then the insurance actually covered everything. But
dude, okay. I tried to get him and I was like, can't you just change your billing? I wasn't discharged until like January 3rd. So like just charge it all as of January 3rd. They're like, we can't do that. I'm like, fuck you.
Motherfuckers. Like, disgusting.
Half of me wants to ask how much it was, but half of me wants to respect and not do that as well. But
you're going to be sick. You're going to be sick.
It's enough to like fuck things up for a while.
I can only imagine.
Yeah.
Well, I was going to say, is that one of the reasons why you don't bring a skateboard on tour with you? But as well, I feel like you've kind of, every time we've seen you around, you've got a camera in your hand, and I feel like you're someone who just kind of has moved into that photography world especially being in new countries and territories and stuff all the time touring now?
Yeah, I think that kind of comes from skateboarding a bit too. They both go hand in hand so well. It's kind of crazy that like all of the history of skateboarding is on camera, like pretty much. Besides like maybe the first ollies and shit like that, where Rodney Mullen or whatever was doing them in their farmlands or whatever. But like all of skateboarding is on camera, and it's kind of like if it doesn't happen on camera, it didn't fucking happen. Yeah. So I've just been playing with cameras since I was a kid with skateboarding and stuff like that. And then it's actually one of the things that got me through like my first big writer's block. I was like, I just need another creative outlet that's not music. So or focused on creating music. So I started walking around with cameras in the city I was living in at the time, Grand Rapids, Michigan. And that was kind of like reconnecting with it as an adult. And it's nice. It's good. It's good expression. Gets you to think about the world in different ways.
No, it is. Do you find yourself on tour, like when you can, going around and like just exploring a different city or whether just with your camera? I know it doesn't let you do that as much with some like fucking schedules and loadings and shit, but I imagine that's something you would try and do.
Yeah, that's something I try to do whenever I get the chance. A lot of times it's eaten up by like, hey, do we all want to go get food together? I shouldn't say eaten up, like I'm bummed about it, but it's like, there's a lot of social life on tour too. So we'll go out and eat dinner and this and that. But if there's ever a time I'm like really itching to do something and no one else in the touring party is doing something, then that's the time for me to walk out and just shoot about, see what's up.
Is there one photo that you kind of like, I don't know, have framed or look back on that you've taken and been like, that's kind of crazy that like I was in this place, or like I captured this moment, or like just the angle or anything to do with it?
That's a good question. I don't know that I could think of anything specifically. Maybe if I dove through my photos and stuff. Yeah. I don't know. I try not to be like too self-indulgent with it either. So, I mean, when you're making music, I hope you think your fucking song is sick when you're done with it. But I don't think I need to be looking at all my photos, just like jerking off about it. Be like, dude, you're so good. You're so good at the photos.
Yeah.
I've got the greatest eye on earth.
My ears are good. My eyes are good.
Dude, my ears are good. My eyes are good. My dick is huge. I'm a multi-millionaire.
I can taste dinners on a Sunday, on a Wednesday. Yeah.
Jesus Christ.
I was trying to go through all the senses, wasn't I?
I gather that. You took it too far. But
I guess now that you bring it up, I have one self-indulgent thing in my home, and it's nothing crazy. But last year, for the first time, I started developing my own film. So I do have a photo in my bedroom that was the first time I took a photo on film, developed it myself at home, and then printed it myself. So it was like having my hands on all steps of the process. And it's probably a photo I've taken like 3 other times on my digital cameras, but because it was the one time on film and I did all of this, it was pretty cool. But I fucked up during the development process, and the film like overlaid itself somewhere, like it folded over itself. So on the side of the photo, you can see like the little holes of the film strip kind of like burnt into the photo.
Oh, wow.
And I was like, it's a fuck up, but it looks really cool. So I guess I'm glad it turned out that way.
Nice. I love those. I love happy accidents like that sometimes make things even better.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. Well, while we're talking about being in different places and taking things in, something that we tend to ask a lot of bands on here now is the weirdest venue you've ever played. And I mean that in terms of other artists have come on and said like, hey, we've played on the back of a pickup truck or a zoo or a sex club or something fucking random where you don't expect those bands to be playing. Is Hot Mulligan or anything ever turned up somewhere and gone like, oh, really? This is the venue? This is where we're playing today?
I mean, there's this place called the Loading Dock in Salt Lake City, which is a loading dock. But I don't know, at a certain point, I kind of we just kind of knew what to expect with that. So I don't think anything too surprising. I'd say maybe the most interesting venue I've ever played is called Jub Jub's Thirst Parlor in Reno, Nevada. I don't remember that much of it, but we played there on our first support tour with Knuckle Puck, and there was a drunken local wandering around, and she tried to break my finger for some reason.
Oh.
And then after she tried to break my finger, I think she got really close because that bitch swelled, not the woman.
Bitch. Yeah.
Gonna say,
I punched her in the face and she swelled up. But, my finger swelled up pretty bad. And then a couple of days later, we got a message for someone offering us to stay at their place in Northern California. And you guys know that YouTube channel Smosh?
Oh yeah.
So we went to this house to go stay at this girl's house. And I walked in, I'm like, damn, this place is familiar. She's like, oh yeah, Smosh, they used to live here. I'm like, holy fuck. Like,
Whoa.
Wow.
I know this from my childhood.
Yeah.
It's weird. And then she gave me some like weed cream to put on my finger that I thought was totally fake and was not going to help my finger, but it helped a lot, actually. It like numbed my finger. It was really weird. I kind of still don't believe in it, but it was undeniable.
I was about to say, yeah. Did it just numb your finger, or did you get any sort of high or any other feeling off it?
No high. It like just numbed my finger.
Wow. That's strange. Yeah. How does that work? Yeah. I'm trying to work out how that would work.
And I don't see this like product in any like dispensaries or anything. Like I don't see weed numbing cream anywhere, but I don't know, that it worked.
Well, you were in the Smosh house, so I mean, anything's possible.
That's true.
But yeah, perhaps he was left over by them. Was it Anthony? Was Anthony one of them?
Yeah.
Anthony Padilla?
Yeah, dude, I found out he's like a fan. I found that out like years after we stayed at the house. He like I think he added us to his story. He posted a song on his story. And I was like, dude, we stayed in the Smosh house one day on complete accident. It was crazy.
Nice.
Oh, definitely. You need to get him involved in a video or something at some point.
Dude, that'd be cool. I think he just went to go see the Arm's Length Boys recently.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yeah, a YouTube themed video with him like presenting you guys would be fantastic.
Ooh, that'd be pretty cool.
I mean, you're welcome. Have that. That's a gift from us to you.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna remember that.
Oh hell yeah. Yeah, please try and make that happen. I do feel like what will eventually be added to that weird places you've played list is the Emo's Not Dead cruise, because you're doing in 2026. We've been on the last two cruises. Have you heard much about it? I'm sure like the fact of going on a boat and playing Hot Mulligan songs is kind of crazy enough to you.
Well, they should have called it Yacht Mulligan. I don't even care if we're not headlining. They should have called it Yacht Mulligan.
That's your merch. That's your merch for the ship, obviously.
I didn't even think about that. I tried to think about that. I'm gonna text management right now. Actually,
that's fine. Yeah. It was worth doing that shitty podcast. I've had two great ideas: one for a video and one for merch.
Are you guys going to be on the cruise this year?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. We'll get you a Yacht Mulligan shirt.
Oh, yes. It's coming in. It's coming in clutch now. It's all worth it. Being for this moment.
Okay. So now, what did you ask me?
Do you know anything about the cruise? Yeah. What have you heard about the cruise? Are you excited? Are you?
I've heard that we're going to play like 3 times or something like that. And I think, how long is it? Like a week?
Like 4 days. 4 days.
4 days.
Oh, it's like 4 days. Damn, that's not even that long. I wish it was longer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
I don't know. I've never been on a cruise, so I don't know what to expect being on a cruise in general. I heard that the artists get like their own little area, so that's kind of cool. Sorry, fans.
Yeah, fucking
I'll be enjoying
public.
whatever free drinks they give me over there. They're probably not free, are they?
No, I think they might be for. Yeah, I think they are for artists.
For you,
maybe.
Yeah, for us, yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I think we some of us with girlfriends get to like bring our partners out on the cruise, so that's going to be that's cool. It sucks sometimes leaving home so much, and it's like, yeah, I'll see you in 6 weeks, and no, you can't really come because I'm on the other side of the world. But when it's like only 4 days, then that's pretty cool.
And especially with a girlfriend as well. It's like, oh yeah, I've got to go. It's a tour. It's not. You're going for 4 days on a fucking ship, and you're going to play basically 2 big gigs and an acoustic gig, probably.
Okay, yeah. So that's probably what's going on.
Yeah,
but I mean, I'm excited, dude. I want to go see whatever places we're stopping at on the cruise. Imagine they just bring you out into open water and you don't get to see anything fun. They're like, wasn't it great?
Yeah. Do you know, the thing is, though, if they did do that, I don't think many people would complain because we had literally such a blast on the ship. And this year they've got a go-kart track because that's what you need when you're at sea.
Dude, I fucking love go-karts.
Wow,
my guys will not race go-karts with me.
Well, I will.
I'm very competitive.
Right. I've got a trophy. Oh, it's not in here. It's not in this room. It's in the other room. I got a trophy from winning a go-kart race once. So
really, I want one of those.
Yeah, I don't want to say, if the challenge is there, bring it on. But yeah, I'll see you on the cruise.
Dude, if the challenge is there, I will bring it on. The last time we had an off day and there was go-karts around, I think someone said, we can't do go-karts because Chris is going to try to win. I'm like, what the fuck is the point of entering a competition? It's something where there's a first place and not trying your hardest to get first place. I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to fucking win my go-kart race. I don't care if I lose friends doing it. I need to win.
I love the idea of everybody getting psyched now for the cruise, but you're just like, oh, those fucking go-karts are having it.
They are not going to be happy to find out there's go-karts. I am ecstatic, however.
I imagine the rest of the band, the management and everyone are going, oh, fuck, why they go-karts? Don't tell Chris. Otherwise...
Don't tell Chris about the go-karts. I'm telling him about the go-karts right now.
They're all going to get a message going, oh, who the fuck told him about the go-karts? Wow.
Well,
dude.
Actually, before we went live, Holly, your PR, said, can you please not mention go-karts around Chris?
Ah, fuck. He's ruined it.
He gets this fiery look in his eyes.
Yeah. Yeah. His eyes just go black and he just starts salivating whenever anyone ever mentions go-karts.
Yeah, not allowed to play Mario Kart on the DS. Not allowed to play anything like that.
Not allowed to go shopping. Anything with karts just reminds him of go-karts, and he just gets revved up, literally revved up. Sorry about this.
Well, we know where to find you now on the cruise, so that'll be easy.
That's true.
Yeah, that's true. But yeah, it'll be good. It'll be good. It's always the best holiday. The last two we've been on, it's been incredible. So the fact that you're on for this one and it's bigger and boatier than before, it'd be really cool. Yeah, but again, there's you guys have. I know you guys have been touring so much, and you don't kind of take things in when you're in the moment of things because you're just getting from one place to the other, and there's constantly thinking about the next thing going on. But now next month you're coming over to the UK and Europe supporting Pierce the Veil in some massive arenas. There's Wembley, there's the Hydro in Scotland, there's the Co-op in Manchester, which are just some iconic and literally massive buildings. Is it just mad to think about how far this band has come now, where you're going to be in some these iconic venues playing songs that have these silly song titles and then stealing new fans?
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I didn't really know much about the venues that we were playing until I saw the flyer, and then I saw Wembley Arena. I'm like, oh, people talk about that one. Is that one kind of like the Madison Square Garden of
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Very much
yes,
so.
Yeah.
So I kind of didn't even really know that existed until that.
Funnily enough, Holly did mention before we went live, please don't mention the size of these venues to Chris.
Did they say that?
No, sadly they didn't. No. But I was going along with the go-kart joke about not telling Chris.
Well, so I know Tades does not like it playing the arenas that much.
Okay.
Because it's probably big and disconnected. So
yeah, well, in Manchester then, maybe he should do what the Rage Against the Machine drummer used to do and face the back of the stage. Because Manchester Co-op Arena is the biggest arena in the UK. Sorry.
Well, cool. I mean, I'm stoked for it. So
good.
people are looking forward to that as well. Like you and Pierce the Veil, like it's a good combination.
Yeah, I can't believe Pierce the Veil is that big. It's so crazy. They were kind of just this like quirky scene band when I was growing up, I felt like.
Yeah. Well, my band took Pierce the Veil on their first ever UK tour. So,
wow.
Yeah. Technically, you're welcome for the arenas you are about to play.
Thank you. Yeah.
It's okay. Anytime. Literally, if I can set any band up so they can go on and do better than I ever did, that's what I like to do. So, but yeah, no. Have you played with those guys before?
No, but we've been on some festivals, and I actually just saw them in LA a few weeks ago. It was a great show. The production was awesome, so I'm excited to see the difference between like the US show and the UK Europe shows.
Yeah, they're lovely, lovely guys as well.
Hell yeah.
Which always helps because, you know, touring with shitheads is crap. So
yeah, that's not fun.
Have you had the unfortunate chance, I guess, to support anyone who was a dick? You don't have to mention who the band was, but...
Yeah, I mean, I've had some people I didn't get along with. And maybe it's my own fault, but maybe... we don't got to get into it. It's fine.
All right, fair enough. Yeah.
And Chris, just a couple more things before you go, and you can go back to sleep. You can start your day, decide whatever you want with that. But I mean, we've gone through a few different songs in this conversation, but I find it just insane when there can be a song out for so many years and then it has like a new lease of life and a second kind of incarnation. And that's happened recently with Armadillo Shells, because the amount of trends that song is trying to like have had on TikTok and Instagram, and people just constantly covering it in like their bathrooms and the kitchen floors and stuff. Like, how does that feel for you when that's a song you've had out for a long time? It's always being in the live set. Then all of a sudden it's like overgrown into a cult favorite hit because of like these weird trends and stuff.
Honestly, I think I'm kind of oblivious to a lot of that. I don't use TikTok at all. So like whatever is going on over there, I just have no idea. But I have seen that little girl in the car, like singing along to it. And she like spits bars. It's crazy. She goes so fast and it's so cool. But I don't know. I guess that's just one of the quirky things about putting out music, and that it's there forever and for someone to latch on to at any time. I guess I'm not totally oblivious to the concept of that, because around like 2013, 2014 is when I was really getting into like emo revival music, like The World is a Beautiful Place and stuff like that. And then that's when people started like really talking about American football, even though it had been 14 years after their album had come out. So I guess it's not a foreign concept to me or anything, but as far as it happening to my own band, I'm like probably totally oblivious to that.
Nice.
Yeah.
Lucky you. Yeah. Glad you don't have to deal with TikTok of it all, because yeah, it fries my brain. I'm just turning into an old man now. I'm just like old.
The only reason I open TikTok is if one of my friends like sends me a message on there, and then I have like 4 videos to watch at once. I'm like, sick. I got to get off this thing.
Yeah. Oh, I feel that, brother. I feel that.
Oh, it's all in there. But Chris, thank you so much for taking the time. Before you go, obviously the new Hot Mulligan album is coming up next week. You've got that UK and European tour with Pierce the Veil. You've also got a new music out with your side project, June at the Apollo, recently. If you want to talk about that or mention anything else that's kind of going on in your life or Hot Mulligan or anything, please do. We'd like the floor is yours with anything else you'd like to mention. Cool.
I think you guys covered most of it. Fucking new album's coming out in a week or something like that. I don't keep track. After that, like the week after it comes out, I'm actually working on more June at the Apollo stuff with the boys. So we should have an EPL maybe at the end of this year, early next year. And I think we were talking about doing a show or two in LA and New York. We'll see what happens with that. Keep your eyes on this band Wakely. I just did like their guitars and bass and drums with them for their new album. And I think they're going to have a really great year next year, putting out this new record. Just have fun, man. I don't know. Yeah, that's all I got.
That's perfect, Will. Yeah. Thank you very, very much for giving us your time again. It's always fun when we see you, and it's always funny, and we always have a laugh. So really, really appreciate it. Congratulations on all your success so far. And yeah, it's going to blow up now with this new album, even bigger. And then you'll be headlining those arenas that Tay doesn't want to do.
Well, hell yeah. Thanks for having me.
Cheers, man. Thank you so much. We'll see you on the tour and the cruise.
Cool. See you there.
Woo!
Go-kart track.
Yeah, see you on the track. Yeah, I'll see you on the pole position or whatever the fuck. I don't know.
Oh, yeah. All right.
I fucked the end up. Sorry.
Later, fellas.
You're listening to Sappenin Podcast!
Yes! That was the ever lovely Chris Freeman of Hot Mulligan. Apologies to him for having to wake up and speak to us. Yeah, if you think any of his answers were too wild or wrong, that might be because he was discombobulated because he had to see us first thing, and I wouldn't wish that on anyone.
Yeah, imagine like you've been in your slumber, you're waking up, you don't know what's going on to start with because you're just trying to get the world to make sense in your head before you open your eyes, and then you do, and then you see us, our two weird Welsh faces, and then you got to try and understand what we're saying to you with the accent. Oh, his management must not like him.
But yeah, thank you very much to Chris and his press team for sorting this out. We had a lovely, lovely time with him. As you've just heard, his band are absolutely wonderful, and I suggest you check out the new album ASAP.
Yes, it's out right now. Today, we're celebrating it. The sound the body makes when it's still. There's some wonderful vinyl variants you can check out as well. And of course, they will be here in Europe and UK next month supporting Pierce the Veil in those massive arenas. There's still some tickets available for certain dates, so go to their websites and check it out. But you can catch Yacht Mulligan on the Emo's Not Dead Cruise 2026. It's going from Miami to Costa Maya starting January the 22nd. And it's bigger, badder, and boatier than ever before. They have water slides, go-kart tracks, some delicious restaurants, and everything you could possibly want for an emo holiday, including a lineup of other bands with Under Oath, The Used, Story of the Year, Knuckle Puck, Silverstein, State Champs, Escape the Fate, and a whole boatload of other surprises. For your chance to be a part of it and get one of the last remaining cabins, head to endcruise.com.
Yes, do it. I cannot stress how brilliant a getaway those cruises are. I wasn't sure that old man Sean, that's me, was going to enjoy it, and I absolutely loved it. Twice! So that's mad. But yes, check out emosnotdead.com. Thank you for them for sponsoring the podcast, as always. But I got to give a massive shout out to our Patreon. We wouldn't be able to carry on doing this without our Patreon. And not only have they helped us to make these episodes, but the wonderful community they've created and how beautiful they all are together blows my mind. So check out patreon.com/sappenin. As always, I've got to give a massive shout out to the elite members who are as follows. Thank you very much, Kylie Wheeler. Thank you very much, Dixon Uranus, Tony Michael, Dilly Califragilistic Expella Grimwood, Scarlett Charlton, Nathan Croshaw, Mitch Perry, Johanna, Janelle Caston, Molly Malloy and James Bowbank, Amy Louise, Jonathan Gutierrez, Kat Besant, Ian Gent, Amy Hogg, Chris Sauer, Jenny Robinson, Scott Jones, Amy Dawson, Mayumi, Stuart McNaught, Ellen Southfield, John and Emma, Jennifer Dean, Caroline Robinson, Louis Cook, Carl Pendlebury, Jenny Munster, James McNaught, Martina McManus, Danny Eaton, Jason Heredia, Span, Thomas O'Neill, Ollie Amesbury, Emily Perry, Dan Peregrine, Kalila Keane, Josh accidentally used dog shampoo today. I'm feeling like such a good boy crisp. Adam, King of the Gospaslo, Sophia Juravska, Lamda Lee Martin, Fraser Cummins, Steve Howard, Kyle, King of the Cloth Smith and Connor Lewins. Did you see Sofia Żurawska at the castle?
Yes, she came up to me. She started introducing herself, and before she even said her last name, I apologized.
Good, because she came to me again and said, "Hiya, I'm Sophia," and I went, "Again, I apologize for how I might have said it, but can I just say on behalf of Morgan, very, 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 very sorry for his attempts." Yes.
If you've got a weird name and you're listening to this, or a name that you think is not weird, I'm shoving myself more into the dirt here. If you've got a name that you think me and Sean would find hard to pronounce, sign up to the Patreon.
Yes, if you've got a name, we will fuck it up every week to a deadline on Sappenin Podcast.
Yeah, sign up to the Patreon, get involved with the whole community of people.
Come on,
it's the best thing.
man.
I've got to mention a couple of quick things about that blackout gig at the castle very quickly, because Lucy Neal brought a bunch of ducks, and at one point during the set, everyone was throwing ducks at you, which is a first, I think. And
that was Bob more than,
yeah, true. And also, there was a perfect part where you caught a tiara.
Some people are saying I summoned a tiara to my hand, and it happened on stage at a castle. So, there is video evidence flying about as well, so check it out. I believe it's on our Patreon group. So, if you want to see me summon a tiara to my hand and make the sound effect of it flying towards me as it came, patreon.com/sappenin.
Well, that's no indication of sign up. I don't know what is. Thank you again for everyone for listening and for spending the time with us. We always appreciate it, and we'll be back next week and every Friday with more special guests, more silliness, more random sleep paralysis demons, and maybe a smile or two in between. I don't know. I've run out of things to say.
Yeah, I noticed. Sappenin!
Sappenin!
Fucking hell, tail off then.
You're listening to Sappenin Podcast with Sean Smith and Morgan Richards. Thank you very much for downloading this podcast or streaming it, or I don't know what else you do with podcasts. Thank you very much.